Turkey, Nye from the US, Grigoriou from Romania, Liao from Taipei, Okabaya from Mongolia, the second of the Mongolian women competing today. They've got 3 women from Mongolia competing, no men. Kuseva from Russia. So Liao, Chinese Taipei, 85 kilos in the snatch. Good solid start. Now I guess the interesting thing here, Simon, will be whether we see the trend continue with the women.
Well, we certainly did in the first session of the day, which was the B session for this category. There was a lot of green, which is the colour that comes up on the scoreboard when it's a good lift. So, yeah, it certainly did continue. I think there was only about 3 missed snatches, or maybe 4 in that session.
Yeah, they were very strong, the women, or very consistent. And again, less the case with the men. We had the 96 kilogram B.
Yeah, it was a little bit more hectic, especially in the clean and jerk. So it's certainly a trend of these championships. The women building their totals, the men going in slightly higher.
So we have Grigoriou now with her first lift, and that will be at 87 kilos. Nothing to worry the judges there.
Now, interesting to note though, Grigoriou's body weight, she's only 400 grams into this weight class, 64.4. So the coaching staff, when they saw the initial entry list, obviously saw a potential opportunity to move her up from the 64s and maybe a chance to win a medal in this 71 kilo class.
Yeah, she's very light. In fact, Alton is also quite light from Turkey, although a couple of kilos heavier.
Yeah, I think the Romanian girl definitely a 64 kilo lifter, but they've bumped her up because they think she's more of a chance of a medal here.
Well, we are with Alton now from Turkey. 88 kilos on the bar. No problem there.
Another strong opening attempt.
And the judges like it too, so we're away to another relatively clean start. Don't want to put the mockers on it too early, but certainly away solidly so far.
Yeah, nice clean lift there. Bars in a good position. Stands it straight up. You can see the 2 senior Samoan heavyweight lifters helping out the loaders.
So we've got a little bit of jockeying here.
Well, it'll start reasonably early here because they're all much of a muchness. You know, 90 kilos on the board a lot. The Mongolian's gone up for 3 to give herself a little bit of space, but otherwise they're all very evenly matched.
Yeah, then we've got Catherine Nye, who's not listed to go in at 100. It'd be interesting to see with her. We saw through the early rounds where the Americans nominated the start was never really where they began, except for Thornton last night.
Yeah, I think, and again in that session we just had before, the male competitor, exactly the same tactic.
So we're waiting for the Canadian lifter now. See one of a group of lifters nominating 90 kilos, Messier. Her first lift in the women's 71 kilo group. happy with that. Bit of a list to the right, to her right, wasn't there?
There was, and we'll see as the weight gets a bit heavier whether that manifests itself in any way, or it was just an aberration on that first lift. It's a little bit in front, which probably exasperates that, so we'll see if she makes the adjustment on her next attempt.
Yeah, it didn't look quite pronounced from this angle, quite as pronounced from this angle, did it?
No.
So we're back with the lifter from Chinese Taipei, Liao. She was the lowest nominated starter at 85 kilos. She's been successful at that, and she's now got 90 in front of her.
Yeah,
very expressive lister.
Yeah, but another very strong lift. She was happy with it. Well, quite a big jump. Well, but again, now we're seeing that the body weights are starting to go up. You know, whereas in the smaller body weights, 2 to 3 kilos was a bit of a standard increase in the snatches. These girls can start to handle, you know, a little bit more, and 5 kilos really didn't affect Liao.
We've got a change of athlete. We also need a change of weight. Loaders, 91 kilos, please.
So Gregorio's moved up to 91 kilos.
91 kilos.
Messier is still on 91, but I doubt she'll take that. She'll move that up.
Here comes the Romanian.
And so we're seeing Gregorio, 4 kilo increase up from her first lift of 87 kilos that was successful. Second lift in the women's 71 kilogram Group A snatch, first at this weight. Gregorio from Romania. Judges will like that.
Yeah, it was again another very strong lift.
91 kilos. Loaders, please.
Certainly at this stage, when we've still obviously got 2 more athletes who are in and around these numbers before Nye comes in, but at this stage, Gregorio's decision to move up a bodyweight class is keeping her in contention.
So she's in first place currently in the snatch. Remember, medals are awarded in the snatch, the clean and jerk, and the total here. So every lift counts. Now we're going to see Altun from Turkey out for her second lift. This would put her in the lead in the snatch. 92 kilos on the bar. Altun from Turkey. Not to be.
Our first miss.
No lift. She has another attempt to come. Loaders, 92 kilos. Tighten the collars.
One more lift to come for Altun as we see the replay here, and just talk us through what happened there.
See, I mean, same thing happened in her first one. Her bum really shot up at the start, but this time it had the effect of her not finishing a pull, and the bar was again out in front, not nicely over the head to enable her to stand up. Well, she's moved up regardless.
93 kilos, loaders. More weight, please.
So the lift is currently with Otgonbaya from Mongolia.
Mongolia, first attempt. Guseva, Russia next.
There we see the Mongolian athlete. Looks like she's been caught a little on the hop there, which can sometimes be the case with the athlete. So she'll be going out there with only 40 seconds on the clock by the time she touches down on the platform. Ottenbeier, Mongolia. First lift in the women's snatch, 71 kilos, 93 kilos on the bar. She had plenty of time.
She did. It wasn't the smoothest of lifts, but it was certainly very effective.
So she's away. We're still waiting on Guzaev from Russia, who is also coming out to make a first lift at this weight. Evgenia Guzaeva from Russia. First lift in the women's snatch, 93 kilos on the bar.
She'll be happy with that.
She didn't look overly happy with it at the end.
Very businesslike, but again, she's on the board.
Still 4 athletes calling for this weight. Up first, Messier, Canada, second attempt. To be followed by Liao Yichu.
Just have to take her time to stabilise, but otherwise pretty smooth.
93 kilos still the weight, representing Chinese Taipei. Liao
So Liao Yizu is next lifter. She's had successful lifts at 85 kilograms, 90 kilograms, and this is her third lift of the competition at 93 kilograms. So Liao Yizu, this will see her out, finish her 3 lifts in the snatch. This will put her into 3rd place temporarily. Not to be. 2 from 3 from Liao, and she bows out of the snatch with a best of 90 kilos. Athlete with the next call here is Alton on 93. She was successful at 88, but missed her second lift at 92. She's added a kilogram.
Yeah,
she'll come out for her 3rd and final lift here.
She really needs to finish the pull here. She left the last one out in front, added a kilo, so hopefully she can make the adjustment.
We saw this as a successful tactic a number of times this morning after a miss to add a little bit of weight. The lifter seemed to respond well. The duck's back.
It sort of depends on the miss. If you're missing over the back, sometimes that couple of kilos, just even a kilo, can maybe make the difference. But when you're missing in front and you start adding, just the psychology is a little bit different.
So let's see where she misses this.
Better, but she just adjusts, but it's still in front, and once she goes on the walk like that.
Couple of little shuffles. Well, she's done for the competition with 1 successful lift at 88 kilograms. We're with Messier, Andréane Messier from Canada. Her 2nd lift, 1st attempt at 94 kilograms. Not to be, so that's her first miss.
Yeah, that didn't look very close. So she was heading over on that to her right again. Watch the replay, we'll see. needs to sit down and have a think about how she's going to make.
Just didn't get that up high enough.
No.
94 kilos, the weight change in lifting order. Representing
Closing her eyes, trying to visualise the next lift, but she'll have a little bit of time to wait.
to be followed by
With
Messier.
Gregoriu from Romania, the next lifter. She's also been 2 from 2 with lifts of 87 kilograms and 91 kilograms. So her third and final lift in the snatch in the women's 71 kilogram Group A. So a miss for her.
No lift. Gregoriu, 94 kilos.
2 from 3, just like the Ao Yutsu.
This time,
We see the replay here.
Messier.
Yeah, it's out in front.
She'll be followed by Untitled.
Never really gave herself a chance to get underneath it. So here we go. Let's see if Messier can make that adjustment.
Messier, Canada.
So André Messier from Canada. Just composing herself before she addresses the bar.
Well, if she wants any chance of a medal, she needs this lift.
This would put her into first place temporarily in the snatch. Yeah, I don't think she's happy with herself there.
It was certainly better than her second attempt, but you know, we're seeing a lot of these girls just cut the pull and leave the bar out in front. Unfortunately, after a good start, now the red's coming.
To be followed by Kuseva, Russia, same weight. 97 kilos.
So now
Mongolia.
these girls have secured medals. Now they're jockeying to decide what colour.
So we have Otkonbaya from Mongolia, who's on the board already with 93. She's currently leading the competition. Keeping in mind, Catherine Nye from the US is yet to lift. So Otkonbaya misses at her second attempt. That was 97 kilos.
97 kilos. Stand of 97 kilos, please.
And I think we're going to see the Russian out here
She'll be followed
for her second lift. As we watch the replay of Mongolian.
Yeah, again, it didn't look too heavy, so I think she's got the benefit of being able to watch what the Russian does here and then move to 98 or retake 97. Strong lift.
Yeah, she's pretty happy with that.
Goodland, Kuseva, 97 kilos. Lovers, please, 97 kilos. Once again, third attempt, representing Mongolia.
Well, I think they'll add a kilo here.
Kuseva, Russia next.
Good tidy lift from the Russian.
Lovers, another kilo, please.
Yeah, here we go.
98 kilos, 2 athletes calling for this weight now. That's Joe. Mongolia, this is her third attempt. Kuseva, Russia next.
So after a bit of jockeying with the weights, Otkonbaya from Mongolia is the next athlete on the platform. She's got 98 kilos in front of her. She's currently in the silver medal position. This to put her into the gold medal position in the women's snatch.
same thing.
And so she loses the bar over the back again. We might see in the replay from the side there just what happened. But she's done for this portion of the competition.
Picks up a bronze medal, but it's not a very fluid technique. She's sort of really having to try and pick up, just bangs her thighs there, and as a result, it starts going out and away, and she can't keep controlling it. It's going back over the back.
So Mongolian athlete disappears into the training room at the back as the Russian athlete emerges into the gymnasium at the front.
Yeah, and this could be an important lift as well. Just looking at the clean and jerk start attempts, the Mongolian's got 5 kilos more posted, so yeah, this would give a nice 6 kilo lead over the Mongolian.
So Guzaev, 99 kilos from Russia. Still waiting on Catherine Nye from the US to enter, but this Guzaev's last lift. Oh, no, not to be.
Gripping at her arm a little bit there as well.
No lift, Guseva, 99 kilos. Orders, 1 lift remaining, 3 attempts to go, 100 kilos.
So Catherine Nye, much like the couple of Chinese competitors last night, entering the fray after all others have perished.
And she's moved up.
She moved up to 104. So
she's going to make a statement right from the get-go.
Well, it's a long way off to 111, but she's got 3 lifts to work her way up to the world record if she wanted to have a go at it. And
well, she's more than capable, Tim. And she's also a contender for a US Olympic spot next year. Not in this category because it's a non-Olympic class, but certainly in the 76 kilo class.
And as a 20-year-old, this is her last year as a junior, so now's the time. There's your gold medalist.
Yeah. A little bit wobbly, but convincing enough.
So regardless of what happens with these next 2 lifts, Catherine Nye will take home 1 gold medal from these World Junior Weightlifting Championships. That relegates Yevgenia Guseva from Russia to silver and Otkon from Mongolia to bronze. Question now for Catherine Nye is how far? What will she go up to here?
104, maybe 108. I'm not sure a 5 kilo jump. Not quite sure if you got the results there, Pan Americans.
The World Youth Championships earlier this year, she did 71. So she's way ahead of that.
No, that's not right. She couldn't have been at a Youth World Championships. And definitely not.
Oh no, that's M&I. Results for M&I. My apologies. I think is a sister, but haven't got him right here.
Bar is ready. 105 kilos. Kate Nye, USA, second attempt. Lower floor weight, please. 108 kilos now. Athlete still Kate Nye, the last remaining athlete in the staff portion of the 71 kilo group A. 108 kilos, second attempt, Nye.
Yeah, so we see she did 110, 135. She's got married since. So, yeah. What do we call? 108. There you go.
So 110 at the Pan American Championships put her within 1 kilo of the world record. That world junior record held by Ahmed from Egypt. Kate Nye, second lift, first attempt at 108 kilograms. No.
They might roll the dice here though. I mean, she's actually sort of she lost it over the back, 3 extra kilos, bum came up a wee bit. It just wasn't hard on the catch, it sort of really pushed her down, so decision to make whether they're happy with 104 and have a crack or they want to consolidate on the 108.
Well, even at 104, she would take an 11 kilogram lead into the clean and jerk. And on her nominated weight, she's got a 10 kilo buffer there, so she's got 20 kilos to play with, theoretically.
With half an eye to the small event next year, every little kilo will count towards that qualification process, so she might just look to consolidate 108 and go from there. So trying to see what's going on over there.
Hard to read what's going on in the mind of Catherine Nye.
Lowers another kilo, please. 109 kilos now.
Yeah, so they might be stepping the way there.
Still the athlete. This is the final attempt in the stats portion of this session.
Or it might be that she lost it over the back. Let's just put it up that 1 kilo and we'll take that. But whatever, she is in full control of this competition. Here we go.
Yep, so it looks like she's going to take this. She's already secured the gold medal with that lift of 104 kilograms. Just a question of whether she can extend her lead. So Catherine Nye from the US, 109 kilos on the bar, third and final lift in the women's 71 kilo Group A snatch.
Much better attempt.
Coaching staff happy. She shrugs her shoulders as she came off, and I suspect I know exactly what she's saying. Maybe we could have gone to 111.
Yeah. And she'll have a chance. I'm pretty sure she'll be in the American Senior World Championship team later in the year, so conceivably she'll have another couple of opportunities.
Well, she's made a very strong start to this portion of the women's 71 kilogram Group A. We'll be back after a short break. You're watching the World Junior Weightlifting Championships coming to you live from Suva in and the bronze medal to Otkonbai from Mongolia. We see the Chinese Taipei athlete coming out for her first lift in the clean and jerk. 2 successful lifts of 85 and 90 kilograms in the snatch. So she's really looking to try and post a total here. So opening lift in the women's 71 kilogram Group A. Lao Yitsu from Chinese Taipei, 105 kilos on the bar. So a good start there for Liao from Chinese Taipei. Joining me in the commentary is Simon Kent. Another clean start for the young girl from Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, that looked reasonably solid. Had to work a little bit in the clean, but no problem with that jerk. So
105
I
kilos.
would expect now to see the Romanian girl come out, Grigoriu.
Well, we're going to see the bronze medalist, I think, from the look of who I can see in the players' race there. Yes, it's the Mongolian girl.
Well, something's
So
possibly happened there. She had 115 listed as her opening clean and jerk.
So Otgunbaya, it's only successful with one lift in the snatch, but it was good enough for a bronze medal. And she's dropped her start weight here back from 115 to 105.
Oh.
That looked pretty easy.
Well, she's power clean. I can only think she's carrying some sort of little injury because, yeah, the coaches are asking. She's obviously hurt herself a little bit in the snatches. She's come out, she's got one on the board, and we'll see here. I mean, she catches this nice and high, power clean there. So the weight's not a problem, but clearly she's carrying a little bit of an injury.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything from her, but her coach definitely put his hand indicating towards his back, asking her, it seemed like, how was it? But we'll see how she goes. She's got a total on the board. And we're waiting on Guzeva from Russia.
3 athletes calling for this weight, 2 calling for 111. A very tight grouping here. 110 kilos.
Yeah, so we've got 5 athletes now within 1 kilogram of each other.
Next, at the same weight.
Yeah, the only one now that's a little bit out in front is Alton from Turkey. So again, we could have another very tight battle here.
Well, and she was only 88 kilos in the snatch, but this could be one of those circumstances we see an athlete force her way into a medal, at least in the clean and jerk and possibly in the total after a fairly underwhelming performance in the snatch. Confident?
Yeah, it was certainly a nice, powerful opener from Guseva there. So
This is the first attention to clean and jerk Canada's.
she looks like she's certainly got more in the tank.
Yeah, so Guzeva's also posted a total there. She's got 207. And as far as we can make from the records, that's her best international performance. Messier takes a little stumble up the stairs there. Her first lift at 110 kilos in the clean and jerk. Little nod of the head, acknowledgement to the crowd. She looked very good there.
Yeah, much better than a snatch opener. So maybe this is her strength. Messier from Canada, the clean and jerk. That was a very confident opener.
Yeah, so she was only able to get 90 kilos in the snatch, but she's posted a total of 200 so far. Hopefully she can move up through the ranks a bit. It's pretty close to the 111 that she cleaned and jerked at the Junior Worlds last year. A total of 204 there in the 69 kilogram class. So she's up around the totals that she posted last year.
Finished 4th at the Commonwealth Games as well.
Yeah.
With a total that would have won her a medal in the weight class above.
The ale from Chinese Taipei, 110 kilos. took a long time between the clean and the jerk there, didn't she?
Yeah, and the longer you wait, the harder it gets. And she'll need to go away now and ever think she's going to get to follow herself unless
Chinese Taipei for her third attempt. She'll be followed by
the coaches maybe put her up a kilo or two.
Mongolia, your weight.
So the clean was reasonably tough. But you see, she just stood here for a long time.
Yeah, she's a very long time under that, and she'll be out again in a very short while to try and correct that.
Yeah, it looks like she is going to go out again. Well, coach has gone over to the change table, so
Might see her bumped up to 112 here.
yeah, 12 would be the one.
That would force a decision from Otgonbaya, Guseva and Messier and bring Gregorio into the fray, but no, sticking with 110.
Liao, Chinese Taipei, third attempt.
So Liao, Chinese Taipei, revving herself up. Third lift in the clean and jerk, second attempt at this weight. 110 kilos on the bar.
Another tough clean. See if she takes her time again. Oh, I think she's done it.
Yep, she's pretty happy with that too. One of the judges didn't like it. The jury's okay with it.
They are, from what I can see. So
we might have to look at the front-on replay there just to see what one of the referees picked up. But did you notice anything?
no, I think just the shoulder maybe wobbled around, but otherwise it looked okay. 200 total.
To be followed by Guseva, Russia.
Have a look here. She had to work really hard here to stand the clean up. And she never gets a breath. She's breathing, she needs to take a big deep breath and just set herself, but she doesn't. She sort of breathes and dips. Oh, maybe that right elbow's wobbling around, but we've seen worse.
Yeah, we certainly have. And seen worse and called as good lifts too.
That's right.
So we're with Otgonbaya, second attempt. She's got 111 kilos on the bar. She's working hard through that.
That might be her, I think.
You think she's going to pop that bronze medal in the back pocket?
Well, we'll see. A bit of discussion happening there. I mean, it all looked very hard, and if you're carrying a bit of an injury, not a year as a junior yet. She's had to work so hard here. So the call's gone back on.
111 kilos still weight. We've changed the lifting order. We're going now with Dasja, Otgonbaya, Mongolia. This is her third attempt. Messier Gregorio next at a heavier weight.
So Messier's gone up to 112. That puts this back to Otgonbaya. She gets a reset of the clock, but
only with 1 minute instead of the 2. Well,
she's going to go.
Go out.
Yeah.
Another kilo would have thrown the call onto the Romanian. But potentially bought her some time, but she might feel like she's ready.
Oh, she's running out there. She needs to too, because she's only got 20 seconds. Not even time to get a bit of chalk on the hands then.
No.
Yeah, well, she looked rushed throughout that whole process there, and that's our second competitor. Done and dusted for the clean and jerk and finished in the overall, and Otgodbaya will walk away with a bronze medal in the snatch and currently a 5th place overall. Final clean and jerk of 105. It's odd that she had that 115 entry, isn't it?
Oh, I think she was injured, definitely.
Yeah. So we're with Grigoriou, 112 on the bar.
There's that lack of margin of error with the power jerk. All look pretty powerful, but again, we'll see from the side on.
This is her second attempt. To be followed by Grigoriou.
It's a good strong clean.
Same weight, 112 kilos. Messier.
Just starts to go back there, and unlike in the split jerk where you can sort of rock into your back or your front foot a little bit to get control of that sort of thing, and in a power jerk you really can't.
So she might have to front up again here, because Messier's moved up to 113. Saver moved up to 115. Still waiting for Altoun at 115. And Grigoriou come out and attempt the same weight. She's put herself under a little bit of pressure here. So this should be her best lift at an international tournament. She lifted 111 at the European Juniors last year, and the Worlds too, but she was a much lighter weight then.
It's better.
Well, when they get it right, it looks easy, doesn't it, that power jerk? But as you say, there's not a lot of margin for error.
No, that's the thing. We've seen that. Quite often the first one looks pretty good, and then all of a sudden they start to go a wee bit awry.
113 kilos, Canada's Messier.
For that one, good strong drive and strong catch.
So you're surprised by the only 3 kilos here for Messier?
Yeah, it's playing this let's stay a kilo ahead game.
So Messier, Canada, second lift, 113 kilos on the bar.
There you go.
Yeah.
3 kilos change everything for her. 110 was fantastic.
113 kilos once again. The athlete once again, Adrien Messier. Canada, third attempt. Messier to be followed by Altoun, Turkey at a heavier weight. Messier has 2 minutes in which to begin this attempt.
So what does she do here? Does she take this at 113 or?
Well, I think so. It was a really, sort of ordinary attempt. So, as a coach, there wouldn't be too much there. There wouldn't be too much evidence to say, let's put it up. And I think we've still got Nye and Alton to come into the competition. The Russian girl looked very strong.
More weight, please. 115 kilos.
Well, they had rolled it.
Remaining 4 are calling for this weight. Up first, Turkey, first attempt, to be followed by.
So they bought Messier on screen there, a little more time there.
They certainly have. Because we've got Gregorio as well. And Guseva from, Russia. All the calls actually moved to hers now.
So we see Guseva coming out. Evgenia Guseva. So Guseva, 115 kilos on the bar. This is her second attempt, successful in her first lift of 110. Well, you said she looked strong at 110.
Yeah, a little bit more wobbly, but certainly overhead she looked good. She just had to take a step to steady herself out of the clean, but once she got herself composed, those arms locked out in a very strong manner.
So that temporarily puts her in the lead in both the clean and jerk and the total. So she's really pressing for that total medal after picking up a silver in the snatch.
This is her first attempt at the clean jerk. She'll be followed by Maria Romania. Ready, 116 kilos, first attempt.
So, yeah, she's gone up to 116, and it looks like the Canadian's going kind of all or nothing. She's gone up to 116 as well.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, possibly she, regardless of what Altoon does, I think Messier probably comes out on 116.
Very solid.
Yeah.
That puts her in first place.
And second overall. So she's got a good chance here. I mean, that was a strong effort that, although she's having to make up a whole heap, 9 kilos on the Russian. But she could certainly come into a total contention here.
So up next is Gregorio from Romania,
who really needs to get this if she wants to have any chance of any sort of medal.
Yeah, she finished 4th in the snatch with a lift of 91. She currently has a total of 203.
Hard luck.
Yeah, I got the feeling from the expression on her face there, she was very disappointed, thought she had that.
Yeah, got away on it. She wasn't as strong when she dropped underneath to lock out her arms, and it just started pushing down on her too much. Just here, you see her hip start to sink, torso goes forward, and then she's again, no room to try and save. It opens the door for Messier.
Yeah, so that ends her competition, and Grigoriou finds herself in 3rd place in the clean and jerk and 3rd place in the total. So we're still waiting for Catherine Nye to enter the competition. So you would think a 4th at best for Grigoriou. Question here is, can Messier lift herself into the total medals? 116 kilo on the bar. Righto. So that ends what's probably been a slightly disappointing competition for her.
Yeah, it certainly has. Just 2 lifts. Total of 200.
6 lifts left in total. 117 kilos now from Gurfin.
Yeah, it's a bit down on the 204 total she set last year at the Junior Worlds.
At the same weight. Altoon's moved up 117.
So getting right up to the business end of
This is the 3rd attempt.
proceedings here.
Russia, Evgenia Tuteva. Altoon next.
So she's just taking the 2 kilos here.
Yeah, it's to put her in the lead with the clean and jerk and consolidate what potentially could be a silver medal in the total.
Yeah, this would go a long way to guaranteeing her the silver medal, because Altoon's got 10 kilos to make up on her then.
She'd have to clean and jerk 127 kilos. And
can't see that happening.
no. Yeah, I thought she was getting a bit wobbly.
Yeah, it's looking a bit ginger coming off the stage there.
Others, please, another kilo. 118 kilos now.
Yeah.
Nelvin Altoon. 118
Yeah,
kilos.
she looks just a little distressed there, but nothing too bad.
You can just see here she was starting to lose her bearings a little bit. Body's starting to wobble.
Second attempt. 9, USA.
She gave it a good go, but you could see here she's definitely not quite at 100%.
Right, so we've got 2 lifters remaining currently in the total. Guseva's in 1st place, Altoon's in 2nd, and Grigoriou's in 3rd. Grigoriou will, assuming that Catherine Nye, who's listed to come in 125 kilos, is successful. Nye, Grigoriou will drop out of that top 3. But Altoon is pretty much guaranteed a silver, I think, at this point.
Yep. And then a bronze in the total. And regardless, she doesn't really change anything here.
No, she stays in 1st place here in the clean and jerk, and we're still waiting on Nye. I'm almost certain we'll see Altoon come out again.
Yeah, she's too far behind to challenge Guseva for a total medal, so she'll have to settle for her silver in the clean and jerk, but a bronze in the total.
Yeah.
But having been quite a long way off the pace after the snatches, it ends up being a good finish.
Well, as you've said a number of times, you win the medals in the clean and jerk.
You certainly do.
She finished 8th
Yeah.
in the snatch, so she was well back, and you know, she trailed Catherine Nye by 21 kilos, and the silver medalist by 9, so she had a huge amount to make up there. So this is Burfin Altoon's final lift coming up. She's inside the last minute of her time. So coming into the National Gymnasium here in Suva. And she will be the 6th of our 7 competitors to complete.
A nice way to finish.
Yeah, that is a good way to finish. She's done well there. Because she had 2 misses in the snatch and only 1 clean lift. So that's a good. That's a good finish for her. That puts her currently in 1st place in the clean and jerk, but we assume there she'll drop down to 2nd. Catherine has already lifted her weight to 128 kilos, so
yeah,
she's going for the lazy 10-kilo win.
Yeah, I think that'll be a silver medal and a bronze medal overall.
Yeah, which is a great comeback after finishing 8th in the clean and jerk. They really should rethink these medals here. 1st night, assuming she lifts this, 2nd daylight.
Yeah.
3rd, another named athlete. It was a bit like with the Chinese girl last night who won by 20 kilos.
Yeah, they are in the, well, and 2 nights in the 59 kilo, where she was 25 kilos over the top.
Yeah.
This is still an important lift. Great jerk.
Yeah. She's very strong there.
Just a bit off with the timing in the clean, but she didn't panic. Stood it up and then finished it off nicely.
So we wondered after an initial lift of 104 in the stats if she'd flirt with that world record of 111. Any temptation here? She's still got a little way to go to get to the 141 of Ahmed.
Yeah, it's whether well, Tucker there, Dr. Ballon from the USA, just having a little bit of a work on her back. So
what's he looking at there? She's got a bit of a hip injury.
I think it's lower back. She's obviously just felt something. She had to sort of adjust in the bottom of that clean a little bit, whether she's just felt something twinge a little bit.
So the lift has allowed an injury timeout or a treatment timeout? No?
No. She's just got her 2 minutes, which she's following herself.
It's gone up to 131 at this stage.
She has had some back problems, I think, in the last few months.
So I know you talked about the qualifying for the Olympics, but if she's got a bit of a twinge here, is this a big risk, or she'd know her body well enough, you'd assume?
Well, absolutely, and I think if the doctor had any concerns, he'd be making them clear. So it was more of just a little adjustment. And 133 on the bar. We'll get a much better idea after this lift of how much it might be travelling up.
Now, I don't want to be the one to set myself up as a fashion guru, but they are possibly the most interesting, colourful socks I've seen on any of the lifters.
I'm sure they have some sentimental value.
Oh, they look like a favourite, don't they?
The old lucky socks. Another strong jerk.
Well,
she didn't show any signs of a back injury there, did she?
No, similar sort of thing. You know, just spent a little bit of time in the bottom position to clean, but showed really good leg strength to stand it up.
So she has one more lift here, Catherine Nye.
134 kilos, K9, USA, final attempt to the clean and jerk.
I'm not sure. What did we say she finished with at the Pan Ams? It was 135, wasn't it? So might be just an opportunity to nudge up her.
Another kilo, please, floaters, 135 kilos.
Good strong.
So the bar is moving up to 135. And that is exactly what she did lift at the Pan Ams.
So I'd say she'll be looking to go above that. And she finished with a 245 total.
And she's 242 at the moment, so.
Well, this would equal that. I would expect her to probably go another kilo.
She's gone up 136, is that?
Well, that would equal the 245, so I think she'll probably go one more.
Well read. Okay, so we're looking for a competition PB here, and in the clean and jerk and in the total. She looks very determined going out there.
Well, she's going to have to be. I think this clean needs to be is the key. If she can get in and out of that clean position, she's certainly got the ability to jerk it.
Talking to herself. Right into the right frame of mind here. It's Kate Nye, 137 kilos.
Here we go.
She got out of that okay.
Good girl.
She's stoked, so we'd say that's a personal best in totals for Catherine Nye from the USA. That will give her a final lift of 137 kilos.
38.
And a total of 246 kilos. So that's a pretty impressive performance there. She finishes 34 kilos ahead of her nearest rival in the total.
Yes, as well. You know, right from the beginning we flagged it that she was the dominant athlete in the group, and she showed that convincingly.
Yeah, she really did. Strong performance from Guseva from Russia. Smiles all round from Kate Nye. High fives with the coach. She's very happy. Overcame what looked like a little bit of a niggle in her lower back after the first clean and jerk. And she does look very, very happy.
Yeah,
so just to work through the results here as we wait for the medal presentation in the women's 71 kilo Group A.
Welcome to the medalists.
see the athletes coming out onto the podium for the presentation of the medals. These 9 medals here divided between 4 athletes.
Richard Lau, President, Fiji Bus Operators Association, Platinum Partner for the Junior World Championships. And Mr. Piros Dimas, Greece, IWF Executive Board Member, 3-time Olympic champion, and member of the IWF Hall of Fame. First, the medals in the snatch. The bronze medalist with a 93-kilo snatch, representing Mongolia, Darjal Otkenbayer.
Otkenbayer from Mongolia, being presented with her bronze medal by Christopher Dalton, who is the country sales manager for Fiji Airways. Fiji Airways, of course, a platinum partner here with the Junior World Championships. Seva from Russia taking the silver.
The gold medalist with 109 kilos in the snatch, representing the United States of America, Kate Nye.
So Kate Nye, dominant performance here in all categories, the snatch, the clean and jerk, and in the total, and quite probably the dominant performance of the championships so far.
Your medalist in the snatch. Thank you.
Lovely to see the Mongolian flag up there. Small team from Mongolia, 3 women lifters, 2 in this category, 1 lifting this morning in the Group B. So Guseva silver in the snatch to settle for bronze in the clean and jerk.
Silver medalist with 118 kilos, representing Turkey, Berfin Altun.
Berfin Altun from Turkey, silver medalist. Real clutch lift at the end there, 118 on her second attempt at that weight. It was good enough for a silver medal in the clean and jerk.
With 137 kilos, representing the United States of America, Kate Nye.
It's Kate Nye from the US. World Junior Champion in the clean and jerk with a stunning lift of 137 kilos.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
19 kilograms higher than the next best lift.
Now the medalists in the total. The bronze medalist with a 206 kilo total, representing Turkey, Berfin Altun.
Many of the USA athletes have had so far at this championship. They are actually the reigning women's team champions. They won that title in Uzbekistan last year. I think, however, there might be some Chinese girls suggesting that they'll take home that title this year.
Well, they've already won 3 categories, so they're certainly well placed to do that, as Altun accepts her bronze medal from Piros Dimas from Greece.
Yeah, 3-time Olympic champion.
Yes.
And 1-time bronze medal, 4 Olympic medalists. He's the only athlete to win 3 and a 4th with a bronze.
And also currently the head coach of US Weightlifting.
Yes, coach and IWF executive board member. So
gold medalist,
busy man.
World champion with a 246 kilo total from the United States of America, Kate Nye.
So Kate Nye as well. Her 3rd gold medal, personal best total of 246 kilograms. a very, very deserving winner. Probably the most comprehensive winner we've had in any of the weight categories at this event.
Anthem of the United States of America.
And we'll pause for the national anthem. So that ends the competition in our first medal round for the afternoon, the women's 71 kilogram group. Kate Nye, the winner, with a total of 246 kilograms. Evgeny Guseva from Russia in second place with a total of 212. And coming in third place was Berfin Altan from Turkey with a total of 206 kilograms. We'll take a short break now, and we'll be back at the Junior World Weightlifting Championships, coming to you live from Suva in Fiji.